we're talking about the Fool. This is the number 0, the first card in the Major Arcana. Even though it's number 0, it's considered to be the very first one, but it's not actually part of the journey that it goes through. That's why it's a 0. So basically, the Fool represents every single one of us going through our lives, going through different situations, and the Major Arcana cards sort of are like the major parts, major transformations that we'll go through. The Major Arcana is split into 3 learning curves, if you look at it as a spiral, 1 to 7, 7 to 14, and 14 to 21. So each of the 1 to 7, like each 7 cards represent one mini transformation, and then it goes on to the next level. And then as you transform, whereas the Fool transforms, similar patterns and similar ideas, similar messages can come through in a more in-depth way. So as the Fool reaches like the number 21, ideally they should have transformed to the point where they've had that kind of enlightenment in that specific situation. So the Fool is a they, them, or any kind of pronouns that you would use for somebody who's a gender fluid person, non-binary. They don't really adhere to a specific gender. So you could use she, her, he, him, they, them, and they will all be correct, because it represents every single one of us, and the Fool has the masculine and the feminine and this androgynous energy all mixed in together in this really beautiful way. And so when you get the Fool in your reading, it always means a new beginning. It always means some sort of very new situation starting, where you're going to be expected to go through that situation and transform. So if you look at the card, look how happy it is. The Fool is usually blindfolded or have their eyes closed, and they're about to step off a cliff into the unknown. So this represents this blind trust in the universe, blind trust that you will be supported through this journey, as you will be. So it's sort of here to encourage us and remind us that it's really important to trust the universe. So whenever you get this card, it's something to always look at. Are you stepping into this unknown with a heart full of optimism and joy and an intention to enjoy what's coming, or are you stepping in with this kind of fear and gloom and doom and that sort of thing? Look at how sunny it is as well. We've got the sun, we've got this very empty, very wide kind of light sky. Depending on the deck, it will be depicted differently, but it has a lot of space here. This is somebody who's about to step off a cliff. There's mountains, so they're sort of like somewhere very airy. It kind of has that very, very airy but also quite sunny energy. We have a rainbow here as well, and you can see all the 4 elements as well. We've got the sun, so fire, the earth with the mountains, air with how much air there is, and the rainbow here represents water. The Fool always has a little accomplice, little sidekick here, so most of the time it's a dog to kind of demonstrate the loyalty. And I kind of see that as our higher self or our spirit team always being here, or like this little angel on our shoulder, very loyal, here to help us and to guide us in a way. The Fool is very trusting, which kind of is reflected in the name, even though the name is not meant to be an insult. It more represents the unknown. So it's not like a fool in terms of being stupid. It's like a fool in terms of not knowing what's coming next. So kind of like, I think it's probably like a good word for it, but in a nice and gentle way. Very innocent energy, new beginning. They have just this one tiny little package with them, this little sort of pack with their lunch. It's like their lunch box. There's nothing else there. It's just the lunch, and it's just there to represent, or like maybe like a couple of their worldly possessions, but they're very light on their feet. They've got nothing, no baggage. And this represents a couple of things. The first one is this blind trust in the universe, being very certain that the universe is going to support you, is going to sustain you in this journey, and also a promise from the universe that it will, that you don't need to worry about what your sustenance is going to be tomorrow. You are going to be supported. So it's a very beautiful card. On the one hand, the Fool has that trust, has that blind faith, which is really important here. And the second is like the promise from the universe that yes, it will support you. A lot of very beautiful kind of happy elements here. We've got a flower, we've got the stars, we've got the rainbow as well, which is the rainbow in a lot of tarot cards represents a better outcome, a better life, better part of your life. There's a lot of healing here in this star card, which is number 12. We're going to see that rainbow big time, yeah? And this is when the Fool is already transformed quite a bit. But here, they're just sort of about to start their journey. And there's a rainbow here to represent that promise that everything is going to be okay, yeah? What else? They're about to step off a cliff into the unknown. So, yeah, there's nothing here that can give them any idea of how things will be. And sort of they're choosing to be happy, and the reason they're choosing to be happy and explore, it's card of exploration, is because they have a very childlike energy. And so as they transform through the whole of Major Arcana, one of the challenges is that as they collect that wisdom, they are also being encouraged to really preserve that childlike energy, that inner child, yeah, and not lose that sense of wonder, that sense of faith in the universe, faith in goodness, and faith in the world. Yeah, so it's a very optimistic card. By the way, this is a queer tarot deck that I absolutely love. I use it all the time, and every single person that has been used in the deck is actually a live model. Yeah, so if you when you get the deck, there's a little book that comes with it, and it puts the names of everybody that was used as a model. So I really love that. And when you get the Fool in your reading, it's always a very new beginning. So a lot of the time you will get this when you're asking about a situation, and there's a sense of ending or very big change. And so the new beginning that starts is something that hasn't happened before. So it's not like a new beginning that you're going back to something. It's a very new beginning. This is why there's this whole sense of unknown, this whole sense of choosing to be optimistic, choosing to have faith in the universe, because there's nothing here. Once they step off that cliff, they only have their faith to keep them going. Yeah, so that's the only thing that's going to sustain them, and it will sustain them because they do get to the very end of the arcana. If you're just starting tarot, go through all of my videos. I'm going to do quite a lot. For me, I think I'm at this Fool energy right now because I wasn't planning to do these videos, and then something in January, as I came back from not posting for a bit because I wasn't well, just kind of prompted me. I don't know, I kind of went with my intuition with that very optimistic sort of sense of just wanting to be of service to you guys if you are learning how to read the tarot, learning how to communicate with your spiritual team, your spirit guides, etc. So if you have any questions, if you want to learn, let me know in the comments. And if you are somewhere in the States and you know we've got this impending TikTok ban, then come and find me on Substack, and I will be posting a lot of the stuff on Substack as well.